Okay guys, breaking down brakes part 3 coming up. Stay tuned. Alright guys, did you see that new intro, bottom right hand corner? Did you notice that? The words were on fire. It said, proudly sponsored by Odd ATV. That's right guys, we're so excited. Joe emailed me about 2 weeks ago, said, hey, give me a call. I didn't even get a chance to call him, he called me. First words out of Joe's mouth were, tell me how you fell in love with the Honda Odyssey, what's your story? And you know what? As soon as he listened to my story and then he told me mine, and it was a love affair from that moment on. Guys, it is amazing. Not only is Joe our sponsor now, he sponsored this week's video, sent us front brakes, said I really like what you guys are doing over there. Another exciting thing, we're actually, Odyssey Life is on Odd ATV's website. If you scroll down, which I'll put it right here, you scroll down to the customer info section where you'll find your Fl350 and 350 service manuals. Right below that it says subscribe to Odyssey Life. You click it, takes you right to our YouTube channel, guys. So exciting. Thanks to Joe over there at Odd ATV for the brakes, for the sponsorship, for the support, and for caring enough about us and what we're doing here to help out. Thank you very much, Joe. We really appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Alright guys, with that bit of information out of the way, which is the biggest information of our channel history so far, I'm going to get you down here, get this front tire popped off, and get these brakes done. It's a fantastic day to be alive, guys. Okay guys, welcome back to the front brake, or the front brakes, I should say. Again, I didn't put this cotter pin in from last time because it was a pain in the butt, and once I realized that we were going to be doing the front brakes, I just left it out. So I left the cotter pin out, as you can see, all bent up. Do remember, if you pull your front hub nut, you should replace your cotter pin. I didn't stop and get any, and I'm not going to because I still have to do the other side yet. So anyway, so we'll pop a front tire off. And my nose runs like a sieve this time of year, so give her a quick blow. Anyway guys, we're really grateful today. We got a heater set up in here. In fact, you're set up right where the heater is. Hopefully this view is good for you. So we're going to go ahead, pop off our hub nut, which is a 27mm. And then we'll take our drum off. Now, before we get started, which I would like to make this an Odyssey Life tradition of posting the schematics for these brakes up here on the screen. There are a couple pages. There's brake disassembly, master cylinder, removal, inspection, replacement, backing plate, replacement or servicing or taking off or whatever. None of that we're going to have to do to these, unfortunately. Just the brakes itself, the master cylinder and the self adjuster are in beautiful shape, as are the springs. So this is just going to be a standard brake job, and as I said before in the previous video in part 2 of breaking down brakes, when we inspected these initially, these still have very serviceable, the service limit for these pads, these front brake shoes are 2mm of pad, and the service limit for your drum is 6.3 inches on the inside. I don't have, my caliper only goes up to 6 inches, so I can't measure, but I can tell because I have absolutely no groove on the inside of these whatsoever. It looks like I do because there's a dirt ring, but there's actually no wear groove on the inside of these. And these are pretty simple to do. You just have 2 springs, top one, bottom one. To me, it's just very self-explanatory as far as, you know, it's kind of hard to get this spring mixed up with this spring. So just, you know, if you're doing this by yourself, take a picture with your phone of everything here before you take it apart, so when you're putting it back together, you have a reference. So I went ahead and I read the manual like I should, and it says to start these brakes you have to remove these clamps, and to remove them you push them and turn them. You have to hold it on the back, guys. In fact, if we remove this side first, we should be able to pull the whole thing off. There we go. Now we should be able to pull these right off, just how they came off. See that, guys? There's your brake shoes and your springs. You got your clips and your clamps. Now these clamps have a groove across them, and they have a groove up, and when they sit in there, I'm sure you saw, they sit in there like this, locked in. So you have to actually push it in and pull it out to unlock it. I didn't know that. As I said, it's my first time doing this with you guys, so you know, it didn't take us that long and it wasn't that bad. So anyway, now we're ready for our new brake parts. We will go ahead and look at our wheel cylinder. Check our boot. Our boot is in excellent shape. It's dry, as I said before. There's no tears. Our self-adjuster down here, we're going to adjust when we put the new pads on. But I'm going to tell you guys that most likely we're not even going to have to bleed these brakes, because the pads that we're sticking on have almost the same amount of pad that we're taking off. I'm just doing this brake job just to get a good how-to video on YouTube on how to do these brakes. So it says on the back here we got these Amigo brake shoes, which happen to be the same brand of the ones that we used for the rear brake. And I know I did see this in the comments, that somebody said that the rear and the front brake pads and shoes are the same for the 350 and the 400 Pilot. So we're going to go ahead and open this box up. And in the box, I opened one just to check it out. It just comes with two brand new shoes. Doesn't say, yeah, they are grooved, which is good. Grooved is good. So what I like to do is just look at the old setup, look at the new setup, see if there's any differences. Are the holes on the top and the bottom the same from the old? And from what I'm seeing, yes, they are. So we can just go ahead, set this up here. I'm going to go ahead and put our clip on to hold our shoe in place, so we can get our springs. There we go. Get our springs in place. And guys, these clamps are really tough on your thumbs. So I find it easy. Go ahead, put your pad up in. It should sit there on your on the clip. Take the clamp The hole goes facing down. The lock, of course, faces up. There we go, guys. Finally, snap that into place. And since we still have the spring attached to the shoe down here, we know that this clamp right, or this spring right here, goes in from the back side, or needle nose. Yep, needle nose worked just fine. And the bottom, the spring comes from the outside. Alright guys, that's it. When we put our drum on, we have to make an adjustment, and that's to loosen. If you're looking at the dial, spinning it backwards will loosen the brake shoe. Let me continue. To back these all the way back to their stops. Ouch. Working man's fingers take a beating, don't they? Let's get this one to lock. Alright, let's tighten our bleeder screw. Alright. And always remember, guys, if you still have the little rubber covers on your bleeder nipples, put them back on when you're done. There. That should, we should be able to get our drum on now. And then our drum pops right in. Now, what we have to do is, the service manual says that once you get your drum on, to adjust the brakes, you have to put your front tire on. So we're going to do that. We'll put the front tire on. We'll put our hub nut on first. Remember, that's a 27 millimeter. Oh, I almost broke my #1 rule. Do not start your bolts or nuts or anything else with the impact. Put them on with your fingers first. Alright. And then we'll use our 17 millimeter. That's for our lug nuts. Yeah, guys, it's really cool the way Honda set these brakes up to be adjusted. They actually put these little holes right here for you to be able to make brake adjustments really simple. I just made it super hard for myself because I just unadjusted them all the way to lock to the loosest position. So the manual says you want to, I've already said this, but you want to adjust them till the front wheel locks up, and then back them off 2 or 3 settings. Alright, so these little caps right here come out. You can pull them right out, and you spin the tire till you find your self-adjuster. You just have to poke your head down there to see it. God, guys, they make this super simple, guys. I think they were the easiest brakes I've ever done. No contact yet. And your screwdriver really just sits right at the edge of the adjustment hole right here, and you just rock it back and forth, or up and down rather, and it just gives you a setting every time. Alright, we want just a tiny little bit of drag. Let's move to the back pad. Go ahead, spin your hole till you find your adjuster. It is right here. So gonna go ahead and repeat the motion over here, guys. There we go, guys. We're at a locked position. So we're gonna go ahead, back it off 1, 2, 3. There we go. Just a little bit of drag, and that'll self-clear, and that'll give us good contact. As I said, since we didn't really have, oh yeah, you want to make sure you go ahead and put your adjustment plugs back in. Might even give them a little shot of WD-40 just to help them. There you go, slip right in. Doesn't hurt anything. Other than our cotter pin that I'm going to replace, so I'm not going to put that in right now. That is the front brake job on an Fl350. I hope I made it look easy, because it really was. And I really enjoy you guys being here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other side. And I'll see you guys in the Odyssey Life workshop for the outro. Love you guys. You're amazing. Okay guys, what'd you think about them front brakes? That was the easiest brake job I ever did. I don't know about you, but we're really grateful for Joe's help and that little bit of advice that he said, that if you're still having trouble with your front brakes and you've been adjusting your cable to get more brakes in the front, you're defeating the purpose, because you're restricting the movement of your master cylinder and not allowing it to reset with more fluid and then pump it out. You're just basically, it's either in the fully pumped out position and you've pulled it completely tight. So you want to go ahead, loosen up that cable, make your adjustment down on the tire where I showed you at the end of the video. So man, listen, I don't know what, but you guys see the engine's up on the stand, which means we're going to be working on that next. More parts powder coated. They look fantastic. Christmas is just a week away, guys, and I'm so excited. I heard through the grapevine that Odyssey Life has been a good YouTube channel, and Santa's gonna be swinging through. So we will be having a Odyssey Life Christmas special. I'm really excited. So again, thanks for being here. It's a fantastic day to be alive. Don't forget Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Odyssey Life. Links in the description. Like and subscribe, don't forget that. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Till we see ya, we'll see ya. Thanks.